Hi and welcome to Ask Evette, and we have a question here. Autoimmune neutropenia. It is a type of white blood cell which means extremely low immunity. I've seen 20 plus doctors over the past 6 years with no answers. Hi everyone, my name is Evette Rose, author and founder of Metaphysical Anatomy, which is a book of 679 medical ailments where I found over the years of research through thousands of people that we all share similar emotional traumas with the same ailments. And that is shared globally. And welcome here to the Ask Evette episode where we're going to be talking about an ailment, autoimmune neutropenia. Now, this condition is quite interesting. It seems to also be quite rare. And this is something where, the white blood cells in the body is very, very challenged. And this is also made through, the bone marrow also comes here into play. But I really want to focus on the white blood cell aspect here, because if we're going to be looking at the autoimmune aspect of it and the white blood cells, I really want to dive into the psychosomatics of this. So firstly, when we look at the emotional stress, right, emotional stress now behind the white blood cells and the psychosomatics of that has normally got a lot to do with knowing who is your friend, who is your enemy, who or what or circumstances is for your highest and best. There's a big confusion around who you can trust and who you cannot trust, because maybe the pattern of how you build relationships with people has been challenged to the point where some people proven to be trusted and then they can switch. Some people will prove that they cannot be trusted and then they suddenly switch. So there's an inconsistency in terms of the foundation that you're trying to build your friendships and relationship dynamics on, where there's instability. People have not proven to be as stable as you needed them to be. Now, when you look at white blood cell issues and when you look at the autoimmune problems, these patterns doesn't normally actually start in your lifetime. This coming forward in your lifetime is normally an expression, a buildup where the body's just reached its threshold because of maybe now years and generations of these patterns constantly repeating themselves. And when I say these emotional patterns, I don't just mean that in a sense of, maybe outside government relationships or, something more social. I'm talking about intimate relationships such as family units, parental relationships with their children, or a partner, like a romantic relationship, or like a very close friendship. Okay, so that's more so the areas where we're looking at for these psychosomatic patterns to be a challenge. So normally this kind of condition comes as a result of chemotherapy treatment. Now, if you have not had this kind of treatment, then I would be looking at a genetic memory of someone maybe who did have the chemotherapy treatment and the body felt completely overwhelmed, it felt powerless, it felt under attack by the chemotherapy, which normally is also an expression of feeling, even before the chemotherapy, being a match already, having had prior challenges with people that made them feel emotionally or psychologically or physically under attack. Meaning, once again, we're going back to, can I trust this person, can I not? Is this environment safe or is it not? Not having that clear discernment, always feeling defensive, always feeling ready for something to go wrong, waiting for that other shoe to drop, which means that you're always in that state of fight or flight. You never really relax. You always have a negative association with relaxing because relaxing is not safe. But it begs the question, why? What happened? So that's something to also keep in mind. Make a mental note of that, because also now if you look at, if you need to exclude someone having had chemotherapy in your family DNA lineage, then we're still looking at an ancestral memory, for example, where a chemical could have challenged the white blood cells of that person's body and they almost had a near-death experience. And so the emotional stress coming with that is also recorded along with this ailment. Now, what can happen here is that if you experience, for example, the same type of emotional stress and environmental stress that this ancestor experienced, then it's a very strong possibility that this ailment is now being triggered in the form of a different type of ailment. Maybe it's a different kind of two different ailments that you and this ancestor had. But the way that it's expressing itself through a low white blood cell count, combined with the emotional stress that you and this person felt, can be very much in alignment, which means that if that person had that and now you're sharing almost like 80% of certain emotional and physical stress factors with that person, it means that you are already oversensitive to experiencing that and being more vulnerable to this ailment being triggered. Hence why, why not everyone is having this ailment. It really depends on your levels and your resilience to experiencing and feeling certain emotional stress, because of course your childhood plays a role, how resilient did you become from that. Did certain aspects really break you, or did certain aspects generally make you more resilient? And remember, there's a difference between numbness and resilience. And you can check out my YouTube videos, there's a lot of videos about that, but just keep that in mind, okay, because a lot of people confuse the two. And so now look at this element as well. When you look at the emotional stress and the psychosomatics, we are also looking at feeling that everything is a fight in life. I have to fight for what I want. I have to fight for my voice. I have to fight for my dreams and my goals. It doesn't come easy. It feels like everything is a struggle. Everyone is against me. Everything is not in support of me and what I want to do and what I need. So it's about looking at what in your life happened that caused your mindset to switch to that state. Because this is now a wonderful opportunity for you to turn that around, to really call your power back in moments and times where you did feel powerless. Because this pattern and this inherited pattern is causing you now to have an oversensitivity for that, because of certain biochemical and emotional predispositions that make you more vulnerable to suffering from this condition. And that is what I feel is happening with you. So I really do hope that this helps. I do hope it at least even that it brings a different perspective, because we always think, this is just about the environment, my body is reacting like this and this happened, or I got poisoned by that. Well, we need to look at why did that happen? What was emotionally happening in our life that maybe made us more vulnerable to that? Whereas if it happened to the next person, they were perfectly fine. So it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It's just how our biological makeup works. It depends on our threshold at the time. It depends on our level of resilience at the time, our emotional state at the time. So many things play a vital and crucial role in that moment when something is triggered. So guys, keep asking these really great questions. I love hearing from you here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you find me or see me. I love connecting with you. And until next time, be the light that you are. Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!